You're listening to Sports Talk Weekend. Once again, here's Brook Ward.
Greg Douglas, Dr. Sport, is with us, the Vancouver Sun columnist, longtime sports writer, the PR director at Hastings Racetrack. They were off today at the track due to a flu virus that's hit about, flu and cold virus, I should say. It's hit about 20 or 25% of the horses out at Hastings. They will race tomorrow with a 1:50 post time. The Hall of Famer, Greg Douglas, is with us, Vancouver Canadians Baseball Hall of Fame. The horse, the thoroughbred racehorse, Dr. Sport, under the weather, Greg, as we talked about. But you, the Hall of Famer, Greg Douglas, you and your family, you're doing well, I hope.
We're good. And mentioning that, of course, the baseball Canadians have their induction ceremonies coming up next month, where they nominate, they call it the Baseball and Journalism Hall of Fame. Terry Bell and Len Corbin are the candidates. They're not the candidates, they're the nominees this year, so they'll be at the ballpark, and you will be too.
I know. It's free dinner. I'm going to show. And I don't have to throw out the first pitch in the dirt this year. But
Hey, there's a secret to that. I found out. I was talking to Tim Raines the other day. He's the Hall of Fame baseball player, Montreal Expos batting instructor, the whole bit. And he's been spending a lot of time in Vancouver. And he says there's a secret to the opening pitch. You don't throw it from the mound. You move up in front of the mound, so you're level with the catcher.
Yeah.
Because the tendency is when you're on the mound, you're throwing down. And he said no matter how you practice, how much you practice, when the pressure's on to make that first pitch go across the plate, it's going to hit the dirt 9 times out of 10. So if you're ever in that position, folks, where you're asked to throw out a ceremonial pitch, throw it from the front of the mound, not on the mound.
They asked me, nice enough, I threw it out last year and I threw it in the dirt. I was one of about 6 people throwing it out, and they told me, I asked that question, am I on the hill or am I in front of the mound? You're in front of the mound. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Now, next thing I know, we're walking out to the mound, and now I start to think, and that's not a good thing, Greg.
No.
But I will say, I agree with Mr. Raines, but the 5 people in front of me, 5 or 6 people in front of me, including about a 7-year-old kid, they all hit the glove, and they were all on the mound.
They were.
And I think I hit the mascot.
They were. If they were on the mound, then that defies what Tim Raines says, with the exception that he says if you practice it, you can do it. You obviously didn't get prepared.
And including the 7-year-old, they must have all practiced it, but it didn't make me feel any better. One of the kids, it was funny, they all give you, the catcher, there's 7 of us, so he's got 7 baseballs at the end, he comes back and gives balls back, and he's just picking any ball out of the pocket, any order, but he handed it to one of the young kids in front of me, and the kid said, I think this is your ball. Why, says Brook? It's got dirt on it. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Did you get his name?
No.
All right. Speaking of kids in the ballpark, I wrote in today's column about an 11-year-old, Julia McLean from Port Moody, who has just taken Nat Bailey by storm with her renditions of the Canadian and American anthems. She showed up at the auditions, Brook, I guess it was just prior to the season, and she just floored everybody with her powerful, her voice. And I talked to her dad yesterday. It's always difficult when you're writing about 11-year-olds. You got to be careful in this day and age. So I called the dad and I introduced myself, and man, he told me that when she was 2 and a half, they took her to a Canucks game, and on the way home to Port Moody, sitting on her mom's lap, I guess, she was humming and ad-libbing the words to the Canadian national anthem, and the next thing you know, they put her into Elaine Lindbergh's Academy of Performing Arts in Port Moody, and now she's on her way. She's going to have a part as the young princess in a musical at the Michael J. Fox Theater. It's the Shrek the Musical in February at the Michael J. Fox Theater, and she's going to be also at the Peony Star Showdown this year. So a star is in the making.
Grade 5, Greg.
Yeah, grade 5, 11 years old. Can you imagine that? Going into grade 6, we've got to make that clear.
That's awesome for her, too, and what a thrill, too, and she's got a good voice and all that, too.
And it's all part of the terrific show at Nat Bailey, you know. I mean, there's just never a dull moment out there. The team winning and all the mascots running around, and the other night they were throwing baseballs, the little miniature baseballs into the stands, and the people are going crazy, and it's just a fun place